Chris Ingham has been shooting his mouth off on Instagram regarding this Tattle thing. He is sticking that knife into you guys and twisting it every second he possibly can. This is what he has to say, and there's some hypocrisy and irony to this post, so bear with me. He's going to say a lot of nasty things, so you want to stick around for that. So let's get going. Chris said, with thanks to some very special people, every single Tattle Live thread, usernames gathered and submitted, every malicious social service call record submitted, every malicious call to the police submitted, every malicious attempt at sabotaging brand deals submitted, every malicious call to places we're staying at submitted. Chris, it's still we are, not were. Right? No matter how angry you are, it's still we are. Every malicious email, comment, DM to places we were working with or for, gathered and submitted. All of it, of which we must have some of the most extensive and deranged of any influencer on that site. I hope all of you lemmings that I'm referencing in this out there are having some good sleepless nights right now, still receiving daily DMs from users outing themselves with their real names, trying to be sly. You're stupid. Or from users trying to apologise and justify their actions or reasons for being on that site. We've had some good laughs over those the last few days. You mean to tell me people are messaging you to apologise for their actions? Really? Really? I can't say for certain if that's true or not. I'm not one of them, but then again, I'm not posting on Tattle, so I don't know where that leaves us in the morality stakes. Anyway, yes, it seems like Chris is losing the plot or trying to wind people up. I feel that Chris should come out and do like a speechy, talky video about the situation. I think it would help a lot of people come forward, right? People might want to collab with you, Chris, over this. You know, you've obviously had more hate than almost any other family on that website. Isn't that right? So surely people would want to collab with you. Unless there's a reason why you've got more threads than any other influencer on Tattle. Is there a reason? And maybe even the other influencers might actually like agree with you having that thread, those threads on there. Do you think that might be the case? It could be, actually. It's a dangerous game Chris is playing right now, because he's claiming that people are maliciously contacting brands to lose them brand deals and things like that. But is it maliciously or is it justly? I'll leave you guys to answer that one. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Chris, all I will say is that everything that you have said is kind of wishy-washy. I've heard a lot of people say that Tattle are making up lies and things like that, and I've heard them come out and say what lies have been made up. Some of it very, very horrendous lies in actual fact. Now, what I would suggest that you do, if you're brave enough, Chris, right, come out on your Insta and tell people what lies have been made up about you. All the defamation, see, I think that you personally would have an incredible opportunity at winning a court case against Tattle personally, because you've had a lot of hate, very many hate pages in actual fact, and a lot of shit has been said about you, right? A lot. And you know what that is, don't you? So come out and tell the world that that was defamation, right? Tell the world exactly what you've been defamed by. Because if you can't do that, then you haven't got a leg to stand on as far as Tattle goes. Because that's the main thing that people talk about, is the fact that you message teenage girls. And if you can't turn around and defend yourself and say it didn't happen, then no judge in the world is going to turn around and say, yeah, that's defamation, because you can't even say the words, let alone convince a judge that it's true. So yeah, that's what I would suggest that you do. Now, he went on to end this little segment with a little bit of a dig, which I felt was inappropriate. He said good always wins in the end, and then he ended it with don't drop the soap. And that is a prison reference, because, you know, if you know, when you drop the soap in the shower and you bend over, yeah, that sort of thing. Right, this isn't the first time Chris has said this, and this does not do too well when you're going for your defamation, or your claiming people are harassing you on Tattle. When you said this in the past about a young girl, she was about 19 or 20 years of age or something like that. When one of your biggest trolls uploads a video that not only exposes herself and her fake trolling account, but also criminally implicates herself too. Nice one. Hashtag don't drop the soap. Yeah, don't drop the soap, big homie. He said that to a young girl, you know, which I feel is wholly inappropriate. Don't you think? Actually, it's very inappropriate. Do you remember when you said that, Chris? Do you remember? I do. You know, it's things like that people just don't forget, do they? However, when you say don't drop the soap, I prefer to think in my head you're saying this: drop that towel and resend. Oh, those were the days, weren't they, Christopher? The days before Tattle, in actual fact, for that matter. But going back to the original post that Chris is gloating over Tattle being over, and people being outed and things like that, and how people have done this, that and the other to him. They've contacted brands, and they've contacted hotels where they're staying to get them kicked out and things like that, and you know, various things that they've had done to them. However, I'm just going to leave this post here, this next screenshot here for you, Christopher. So this comment was left on the 13-year-old Isla Ingham's TikTok recently. This grown man says, "Is there more of her stuff out there?" That alone should be red flags all over the place, shouldn't it? It's not though, is it? It's not. Not only that, but then there was replies to this comment. Obviously, people keen to you know, get more of her stuff. They're recommending that they check out 000500.com, and that's not the only one that recommends that site for stuff like 13-year-old kids, obviously. No. So I happened to check out what that website was. I just needed to know, you know, maybe Isla was on there, who knows. But the site itself is a sex hookup website, is the best I can describe it as. So if you want your sex, that's where you go to get it, apparently. And I found it fascinating. Yeah, it was fascinating, but I doubt very much Isla is actually on that website. But the fact that somebody is asking the question, is there more of Isla out there? And then they're having replies about sex hookup sites is mildly concerning, don't you think, Chris? Mildly concerning. So, did they take Isla's TikTok down, or the video down, or the account down? No, of course they didn't. Don't be silly now. They did remove the comments, so only after, I believe, they saw them on Tattle. So, you know, Tattle's good for something then, I guess, isn't it? But aside from that, yeah, that so. On one hand, Chris, you're saying that Tattle's bad and that you have done nothing wrong and you've been unjustly called out for things. But on the other hand, you've got people commenting that shit on your 13-year-old daughter's TikToks, which are public, right? So you see where the disconnect happens, where people don't care about you because of this shit that you pull, right? So let me know in the comments down below what you think of this, and until next time, subscribe for more. Thank you so much.